Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you're looking for a relationship, I see a lot of indication that you might find one in the month of April. Females entering your life that have transformative impact on you. You could also start exercising or new physical health regimes. So you're going to work hard and succeed. You're going to work out. You're going to get rid of things that impede your health. Unexpected, positive news. Be careful for injuries through physical activity. Two different agendas are battling for supremacy. You and another person are definitely having a bit of a tiff. We start off with a happy surprise, and it's a last in a lifetime surprise. It's all flowing in a mini grand trine. It feels like a blessing. You are saying thank you to the universe.
Lunatic astrology.
Hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're heading into April of 2026, and it's going to feel a bit like a relief. Eclipses are behind us, and we have a lot of positive planetary placements with planets in dignity. This is going to help you in your work environment and your health. It could also mean some updates to things in your home life, whether you're changing things in the home or changing to a new home remains to be seen. We also have quite the sky for you in terms of some luck. We have some really beautiful flow from Lord Jupiter to you as a Scorpio, allowing for easier, luckier prosperity and grace and ease for you. It's got a vibe for the water signs in general that feels very positive. Let's break it down week by week, what you can expect in the month of April 2026. Astrology is a map of time and will help you time map your month ahead. And if you want to check out my all signs or individual signs below for the whole time map of your sign in 2026, that is available for purchase. And you would be helping raise funds for scholarship funds and equipment and staff for my channel. So thanks very much. Let's get going. My name is Lori Lothe and welcome to my channel. Don't forget, if you're new here, let me know in the comments and I'll say hello or heart you. I have about maybe 10,000 new subscribers in the last 6, 7, 8 weeks. Is crazy. And I'm really happy to have you here. So I'm going to talk about the month ahead in a week by week way. I'm also going to remind you, you can listen for Sun, Moon, and Rising. So you can take your choice here. Let me explain how and why they're different. Your sun sign is your true nature, your core essential self, your spirit that incarnates in matter. And that part of you is most alive before the age of 7 and after 45 or so. However, depends. Some people are very early maturing into solar energy. It is, though, like the actor who plays a role in a movie. The role in the movie, a written character, a fictional character, is your ascendant. That is your body. That is your personality. That is who you are in the simulation, the movie of life. And so you would listen for both because your character in the simulation of life or the movie of life is going to have circumstantial change. And so your rising sign is useful. Sometimes you're listening for your sun sign brings you into connection with deeper meaning and purpose and career. The moon is how you think and feel about life, your emotions and thoughts, but it's also your home and nest. And like, for example, you'll probably notice any major activation to your moon, like an eclipse, can change your home and nest and where you live. Listen for all three, see what fits the best. Let's get started, shall we? We're going to be spinning the wheel together, going around the circle and taking a look at what possibilities happen to be emerging for you this month ahead. And so get a pen or paper if you want to take notes or just come back to this video later. And if you want to join my Patreon community, they get this early access ad-free every month well before the public. And you don't get ads over there because you get to listen to all my content without the ads as well. So some of you might want to join Patreon. It's only $7 a month. All right. So Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. The first thing you need to pay attention to in our 30-minute video today, I'm trying to get some of you guys down to 30 minutes, is that we begin on April the 1st with a lunation, and that is going to be a moon that's full in the sign of Libra. When we have a full moon, we have a fulfillment of a seed planted at a new moon 6 months earlier, in this case, October 21st. And so sometime in October, into early November, you were like seed planting here in Libra, trying to come up with some new beginnings in the 12th house. It could indicate a new home in a distant shore or far off land from where you were living prior to the October lunation. But it could also indicate something that you planted a seed for more solitude and more time alone, more downtime, more creative time alone and downtime alone, or even maybe new forms of international commerce and income coming from foreign companies and foreign places. But here we have a fulfillment, we have a fruition lunation. And I do like this moon quite a lot. It's got a lot of support from Lord Jupiter. It's got a lot of support as well from the archetypal Plutonian energy as well, trining it. So we could sort of say something like this is a moon that opens up opportunities. This is a moon that could have you finding an international income source or job. This is a moon that could open up some very profound and positive new directions and changes in your home and home life as well. And there's a lot going on that could also involve property that you might want to rent and move to as a result of a full moon in the 12th house. But that property or rental can be far off in a distant shore within your own country or in a different country altogether. Now, that full moon will leave us, and then we're going to move into, and you're going to look to 2 to 3 weeks after for evidence of what I was saying, but it will unfold for 6 months. Now we're moving on to the 1st to the 4th of April. And during that window of time, we have two things happening. The first thing is Mercury is going to bring some good news as he trines Lord Jupiter, and Jupiter direct as of March the 11th last month is moving forward, and she's very powerfully exalted in your 9th house, and Mercury is the news cycle of information or understanding in the 5th house. So there can be news that you're going to be a grandparent. There can be news from the 5th to the 9th that about pregnancy, fertility, conception, positive news is coming your way. And there also can be some really good news or information showing up on the first 4 days of April, somehow maybe connected to matters of romantic love. But if a romance story wants to blossom, and it very may well, you might be finding that romance coming because you are in an educational setting or traveling abroad. And for single Scorpios looking for love, those places can bring it to you. The good news is that Lord Venus is moving into Taurus in the whole month of, well, at the very end of the month of March through until about the 23rd of the month of March, we have Venus in your long-term committed love house. Now, this is extraordinarily positive. This could be really good for meeting someone new you find very attractive. If you're already with a love partner, it just makes the love partner look more attractive to you than ever. You know, love each other up. It just blesses the union as well. But I do want to say that if you're looking for a relationship, I see a lot of indication that you might find one in the month of April, and the beginning of that possibly being obvious to you could be that first few days of the month. We see Venus is going to be squaring Pluto for transformational love, the power of love, and the love of power. She's doing that also in that first 4 days of the month. And so as she is in a square to Pluto, we can see some very big energy here. Maybe big energy for your significant long-term love partner. Maybe some big transformations in the household and things going on in the home. Maybe some massive changes or shifts connected to, if you're looking for a new partner, or transformational romantic love wants to blossom. I mean, Venus is squaring Juno, which is the archetype of the marriage commitment goddess. And so there can be some really intense, transformative and cathartic moments, but mostly positive, coming for you in the first 4 or 5 days of April. Again, home, love, significant relationship, partnerships, etc. Venus has the capacity under this kind of sky as well to offer up females entering your life that have transformative impact on you in your career, your business, or your life in general. So watch for who shows up during the entirety of the first 3 weeks of April. They will sort of have life-changing impact on you. Venus represents the female people. We want to move on to the Sun squaring Jupiter on the 5th and the 6th of the month. Golden opportunities happen when these two tango together. Sun in Aries exalted, Jupiter in Cancer exalted. You begin to feel this building as early as April 3rd. It becomes quite exact around the 5th and the 6th of the month. I kind of would encourage you to seize the day. Carpe diem, says an exalted Sun, very leaderful, very dynamic in your work house. Work and career and job, and the word international or luck or bounty There can be some very positive things going on to take you to a new level in the work environment or to offer some kind of financial up level. This has a very good human resources and headhunting energy around it as well. Some of you might be getting ready to de-escalate a little, move away from one path of career and move into another direction. And you're going to see an opportunity arising that could lead you clearly in that direction around this 3rd to the 6th of April. Also, when it comes to matters of your health, a fiery exalted sun is embedded within your 6th house from the 3rd week of March to the 3rd week of April, and it can indicate a high focus on healing health challenges that have been bothering you. Look at Chiron there. Yeah, like doubling down on that. And Jupiter rules what you eat. So there may be some breakthroughs in your health through getting rid of addiction, substance abuse, and food style changes that could come swooping in a very positive way through knowledge and education, even just reading a book. So watch for that kind of evidence for health improvements for food style and elimination of harmful substances in your diet or whatever. And that looks like a very big golden breakthrough energy for you in that 3rd to the 6th of April timeframe. We're moving on to the 7th to the 14th of the month. On the 7th to the 14th of the month, we begin in the very start around the 7th to the 9th with Mars sextiling Uranus. Mars is now visible. He became visible on March the 17th. So he's very powerful here. In fact, you want to watch my Mars rising video that would have come out around March sometime in March. I'll put it in below if I can remember, because that video is going to mean that your 5th house becomes the most active zone of your life for the next 2 years. Art, creativity, love, romance, children, pregnancy, fertility, and on we go. And so Mars in your 5th house is visible, and he's talking to Uranus for a surprise in committed love connected to sexual life and romance, a surprise that wants to activate decision-making powers. You're going to make a choice or a decision about a long-term committed love partner, about a creative artistic project in relationship to your audience and marketplace, about pregnancy and fertility. So all Mars says is we're making a choice. We're taking an action. There's some surprising information available. It's funny. My son and his wife are pregnant. And I keep wondering with that double-bodied 5th house for my son, Adrian, if indeed they're going to find out there are 2 kids in the womb, not just one, then that'd be interesting. That would be a surprise, right? Oh my God, something like that could happen. It has happened to people before. All right, when we move into the next story, we're going to notice on the 12th to the 13th of the month, Venus will sextile Jupiter. Now, this is extremely positive. This is a double benefic experience, benefic meaning good. All right. Venus is going to be in her home kingdom of Taurus, while Jupiter is exalted in the 9th house, in the temple of the moon. 2 very powerful planets are going to have a harmonious conversation, a communion of harmony. And this could open up something very, very lucky for you. Now, Jupiter is already in a house we associate with luck. And it's also a house of purpose and dharma. And Venus is in the house of other people. And you can even see a devotional flame in the 5th house of romance, art, creativity, entrepreneurship, and fertility. So it's really good for positive directions around conception, pregnancy, children, grandchildren, and super lucky and positive developments here. There also could be, with the Vestal flame, an insight or an incoming devotional love story. North Node says destined and fated. Venus says solid and loving and fixed and lasting. And Jupiter says lucky and international. If you are single, then you want to look at international people, maybe people connected to other countries, languages, religions, or ethnicities, because there can be like a love affair with the foreigner, in quotes, coming through your sky for single Scorpios as well. For your already married types, this is really good for very positive love juice for you guys, and even maybe international travel in love, or just a beautiful glow up in your current love story. It's so lovely, and it can impact your children in positive ways. A child says they're going to get married, a child says they're going to have a baby, and it just has super rainbows and super glow, and it's so beautiful. Artistic expression, book writing and book publishing are highlighted here, as also any creative project and artistic expression reaching an audience, doing very well, maybe going viral, and even reaching an international audience. if you're in those milieus. What about Mars and Neptune? Mars and Neptune together mean clear the fog, like on the windshield of your car. You couldn't see where you were going. Everything was fogged out and confusing. Now you've got this penetrating Mars clearing it up. Were you confused about health matters? Were you confused about job matters? Any of these things can precede what Mars is clearing up here. And you could even go back to the 26th of January when we had Neptune fogging up your sixth house of work and health, pets and rental properties, debts and debt consolidation or debts owed to you, and confusion. Now Mars is going to clear the confusion and you'll have clarity in all the sixth house matters. And so it's really good for everything I said sort of being cleared up so you understand what direction to go in, what decisions to make here. Also, you'll notice that Mars is in his joy in the sixth house. And Mars here means he works hard and he gets a lot done in your work environment. Usually you could also start exercising or new physical health regimes. And Mars will be in Aries in his home kingdom from April the 9th to May 19th. So you're going to work hard and succeed. You're going to work out. You're going to get rid of things that impede your health, and on we go. Eliminate debts that you have, pay off debts. And as well, with Venus in her own dignity through till the 23rd of the month, you can see how this month ahead has a lot of positive energy. We move forward as we always must, and we talk next about the next week, the 14th to the 21st. It is so busy. I have to catch my breath when I deliver this. It is extraordinarily powerful. We are going to talk about also a new moon in Aries. So we're going to bring it all together here. To begin, as we start the 14th of the month, we notice that Mercury has some interesting, surprising information or news to deliver. Mercury on the 14th will flow in a sextile to Uranus. So unexpected, positive news. Now, this is going to happen closer to, depends on your time zone, the 13th, 14th. And Mercury is in the house of love and creativity and art and romance and artistic expression, entrepreneurial, baby making, and surprise. Okay, unexpected news, positive, could come through a client, a customer, a marketplace like fan. It could come through the audience. It could come through your significant long-term love partner. This could also look like a wedding proposal, marriage proposal, or could look like being asked out on a date and you're surprised this person's interested because you're single. And this is like, wow, this person wants to see me in a dating capacity. And you should say yes, because this is a good sky for that. All right. So then, let me know if you have any first dates coming up around this time. They're 12th, 13th, 14th of the month. I'd love to hear back from you guys who are single. All right. And Mars is sextiling Pluto at the very same time. Now, this is a very positive energy for having a kind of determination that's almost superhuman. You are on your A game. You are working hard at something, either working out for your health or just working hard. But because it involves the home, and this is a house of laborers, this could be where you've hired people to come in and like repaint the home, strip the home, hammer and nail, build a new kitchen, a bathroom renovation or something like that. This is very common when we see Mars, who likes to wield hammers anyway, in the house of hired help and laborers relative to Pluto, transformation of the home. Okay. But also you could be working a bit from home and you're super powered in your intensity about getting a lot of work done from the home base, and you're unstoppably super powered in your sort of work intensity and your work ethic. All right. Work ethic is on an all-time high. All right. There's another thing. You could pay off a debt because of an inheritance. Okay. So money coming from an inheritance allowing you to pay down a debt could show up, hypothetically anyway, around this time frame, 13th, 14th of the month, maybe, or so, 15th. As we move into the 17th, we have a new moon as well as Mercury conjunct Neptune. Let's start with Mercury conjunct Neptune, Mercury and Neptune. First of all, Mars cleared the confusion. Now Mercury's got some information for you, right? So he's the informant in the house of work and health and debts. You have information that you need to take action after your confusion has cleared on the financial debt front, on the work front, on the rental property front, on the pets front, and on the front of your work and work routines. And this is going to be the 17th of the month. And you're kind of like, okay, now I know I have more clarity about what I need to do because Mars says, let's take action. The new moon on the 27th degree of Aries is occurring also on the 17th. Let's bring that to our visuals. The new moon, let me go back a day because I can't cue it. It's going to be at 27 degrees of Aries. It's going to be a fresh start in your work and health, rental property opportunities, to lease a property or rent a property. I mean, to be the tenant or the landlord, to pay down debts, to eliminate debts, new beginnings and fresh starts. And as well as jobs, new beginnings and work, new positions, new roles. The sun rules your career house, and the sun is with the moon and a new beginning. So there can often be during these yearly new moons here a change in the work of some nature. Maybe the roles you play, the job, the company you work for, the routines you have around the work itself. So it can be very positive because, here Mars is in his good condition, and he's only going to bring you, and he's in his joy in this house. He's going to bring you a really positive work change, health change, etc. All the areas that I've given you. The new moon on the 17th can unfold proof of concept in the 2 or 3 weeks that follow, but it does unfold a 6-month story. So it's funny, my son will be taking father time off. He can take 8 months of paternity leave. And of course, his job is going to change. He'll be focused on a baby instead of his work. So this makes sense for him as well. All right. Because you guys have a chironic wound and you think your work and your job aren't really your true purpose. And that's been true for most Scorpios since 2019. All right. Let's go on to the 18th to the 19th when Mercury sextiles Pluto. Well, Mercury wants to uncover something that's hidden. It can be information. It could be notes. It could be new understanding. And Pluto is what is hidden. Now, it's what is hidden in the family of origin, your childhood, your parental stories, what is hidden connected to the home itself, and information and news about something hidden. So funny, you could be doing a reno and find like a buried treasure under the floorboards or something. So something hidden in the home itself and being exposed or being visible to you is another narrative here. So you also might have some uncovering of hidden matters connected to I sound like I'm Irish, connected to something in your ancestral line. Okay, something about a family member up the line and a hidden understanding. Probably get one of those ancestry.com things where they tell you you've got a sibling you didn't know about. I mean, there's a lot of ways it can play out, but particularly regarding sibling surprises as well. Hidden variables. All right, moving into the next story. On the 17th to 20th, right, we're also seeing Mars hit a wall. And the wall is Saturn, and Saturn's fallen. So it's a really tough, hard wall, crashing into a wall. Now, on a practical note, the 17th to 20th, you could end up with bad news about your job. Like you're going to get taken out, like the company's closing down a division. They're restructuring, that's Saturn, and your job is going to dissolve or change in a significant way. Or there could be a hard wall on a health matter. Be careful for injuries with this one. If you guys are pushing yourself to get more physically active, which happens when Mars is here, and this, as I said, Mars started his let's get physical April 9th to May 19th. This could be injury, right? So be careful for injuries through physical activity. This is also maybe if you hired help to fix the house or something, or laborers or servants or employees. If you have employees, there's a contraction and a significant delay or structural problem here. When Mars hits a wall, you could also just burn out. You've been working too hard and now you hit a burnout moment in the house of job and work. And so I'm just going to warn you, it doesn't last forever, but it's literally like, how do you go forward with a gas brake, parking brake? You got the pedal to the metal where you got the parking brake on and things feel sluggish, frustrating, and maybe difficult. So there's just a window. It's not 17th to the 20th. If you could take a few days off work, this could just be because you come down with a flu or something. It's a good time to take a break. Okay. Could be some hardships with the health of a pet as well on the 17th to the 20th. On the 18th to the 21st, Mercury will combine his forces with Mars. All right. So there's a lot of stuff that happens here. Mars is in dignity, but it could be bold speech, powerful speaking, conversations connected to work or rental negotiations that are forceful, powerful, and on your A game because Mars is in good condition. You may have major conversations with banks because Mercury rules finance, banks, loans, mortgages. And there may be major restructuring of financial debts, including mortgages. And there's a positive energy. Mars is going to bring the very best, and Mercury will combine forces with Mars to take action and make decisions to restructure debt monies as well. And I like it a lot. if that's anything that you think you need to do. And again, you're going to find it from the 18th to the 21st, most active. And if any of you are due for inheritance, and this is some kind of, the dotted line and the fine print around money, inheritance, and finances in that regard. So here we have that going through the sky, the 18th to the 21st. And Mercury's beyond the Mars-Saturn frustration. So he's free and clear of some of the difficulties that have been ongoing in that sluggish, slowdown, frustration period of time. On the very last week of the month, we're going to now talk about it. We're going to talk about the 22nd, 21st, 22nd to the end of the month. We start off with a happy surprise, and it's a last in a lifetime surprise. Venus and Uranus are together in the 7th house. Your partner in love may have a surprise, or a surprise occurs in their life. This is the last in a lifetime. You had these surprises germinating for like 7 years or so, since 2019, as Venus in her home kingdom meets Uranus for some unexpected developments. It could have been marriage stuff. It could have been clients' customer surprises. It could be surprises regarding legal contracts. Anyway, here comes the last surprise. Venus is in good dignity. It should be positive surprise. It should be something you want to experience, or your partner in life wants to experience. Okay. The sun has joined Venus and Uranus here and will be here for quite a while. So when the sun is here from about the 3rd week, like the 20th of April to the 3rd week of May, there's a lot of light shining in the marriage house, in the client house, in the life of your partner, which can be good. And you are looking at probably focusing on them quite a lot as well. The sun is the ruler of your career house, and this could be new surprising arrangements, deals or agreements, new terms of service within the work that you have to sign on the dotted line, or someone brings you a new employment opportunity that surprises you in a very positive way. You're going to like this feeling. It should feel good and positive. All right, so there's a last in a lifetime Taurian surprise. And then we move into the sun squaring Pluto and also Mercury squaring Jupiter. All right, sun, Pluto squares can be power struggles in the home, at home, connected to your love partnership, connected to a client audience if you work from home. Just a day or two of frustration where your two different agendas are battling for supremacy. You and another person are definitely having a bit of a tiff, a bit of a power struggle. So look for power struggles that could show up around the 24th to the 26th. On the 26th to the 27th, Mercury and Jupiter hook up. Again, we already saw a trine by Mercury and Jupiter. This is the same thing. It's news, this positive that requires immediate action. Okay. 26 and 27. So here we have information or news connected to work and health, pets and rentals and debts, and Jupiter connected to father figures, legal situations, judges and courts, legal decrees, and all of that, maybe grandchildren. And you're going to be taking into your, mind here something close to around the 26th, 27th, the need to make a sudden or a powerful action and decision based on some new information, but it does feel positive. Okay. So you can see it right here, really activating mostly exactly around the 25th of April, right here. Moving into the next story, it's just Venus finishes strong for everybody. Venus in her home kingdom is going to flow to Neptune and to Pluto at the same time. So what we see is Venus at 2 degrees, flowing to Pluto at 5 degrees, flowing to Neptune at 3 degrees, and to some degree Saturn. Make your dreams real. So you're going to like this mini trine that starts to form at the very last of the month, the last 4 or 5 days of the month. It could open up opportunities that are lucky to do with inheritance monies, spousal shared resources, investment monies in the markets. And so it's chunky money. Surprises are positive. The surprise came earlier, I think, but now we're in the denouement. And we also see that Pluto says wealth from mom or dad or family of origin. And then this shows up here as kind of a karmic debt energy as well. So you might have some kind of positive financial matters that feel really easy and graceful, connected to work, property, home, real estate, land, debt, finance, and even in this sky, inheritance story. So it's all flowing in a mini grand trine. It feels like a blessing. You are saying thank you to the universe. You could even get a sign-on bonus or severance package of great magnitude if you decide to quit your job or leave your work, or they're shutting down a division. So it's good on the money, good for your home life, and it feels extremely blessed. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, when you like and subscribe, it helps the channel grow. I wouldn't mind if you hyped me now and then. And the other thing I'd ask is that you check out Substack and become a free subscriber to my weekly column about world astrology. I love writing there every week, and do also some all signs delineations for paid subscribers in a audio podcast format. Check me out on my Patreon community. I do 4 meetings a month. It depends on your tier level, and we have small intimate groups. We do classes, we teach, we learn, and we have Q&As. And check me out also on my members only section here, where I put out a lot of what I would call controversial topics that I can put out without fear of demonetization, as well as teaching topics, as well as occasional live streams. So where we do mini chart readings to teach you how to do this stuff. So check it out as well. I'd love to see you on my members only community here. So those are places to find me. Unfortunately, I'm not doing readings anymore. I am too busy with other projects, but I will be putting on my website a page of referred readers. By the time you see this video, that page will probably be out, and I'll have a link in my description box below. Come take my Divine Timing Masterclass for intermediate astrologers starting in May, five weeks in a row. We're going to dive into some esoteric and really profound timing tools, and it will not be good for you if you're a beginner. You need to have at least the basics of astrology to take that class. I'll see you in class, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Lunatic astrology.